a difficult match. We knew it was going to be a tough opposition. Club América has a great team. They're well coached by Solari, and we expected it was going to be a great game, a good competition, and I think it was. I think they had the better of us in the first half, and I think we had the better of them in the second half. So I thought that everybody that came to the stadium enjoyed a very good match. I think it was at a high intensity. I think, yes, at some moments it got a little bit more competitive from both sides. But overall, I think it was a great matchup and a great game. And for us to have been able to get the goal at the end, I think it was fair for what we put on the game. So now we have to prepare for this weekend and then ready for our travel to Mexico next week.
Okay, we'll open the questions, beginning with Nick Krepke, KPTV.
Gio, to win like that so late at the death, I mean, there was a lot of electricity on obviously in the stands and on both sides as well. How does this carry you forward, knowing what you have lying ahead of you, but to be able to celebrate this moment here?
I think that what we have to, I won't say celebrate, but I think what we have to acknowledge is, how well we did in the second half. The first half, I also don't recall too many opportunities that we gave away. We just were a little bit more alert, aggressive. We moved the ball much better in the second half. And we knew this is a difficult team. Club América is doing very well in Liga MX. They were well coached. They have good players. And we expected this game to be this way. They were able to find a PK towards the end of the first half, and we found a PK at the end of the match. So I think we'll deserve result, even though I think in the second half we had some very good chances. But I think for the competition, for the type of game, I think was a great game. And now we need to prepare. I know they will be very prepared. And these are great matches.
Richard Farley, Timbers.com.
Coach, I'm just interested in what your emotions were over those final 2 minutes between getting the penalty call, having to wait for the players on the ground to leave the area so Felipe could line up his shot, and then seeing the ball go in. What was that like for you, and what was your reaction once you saw that the ball going in and your players were celebrating on the field?
I think at the moment when I saw that there was a clear PK, VAR was making the decision, but it was very clear there was a PK, and it was just a matter of waiting, being calm. I think something that we deserved for the type of match that that we played and how we competed today. And Mora had the tranquility to be able to score that goal at the end to give us this goal that I think is going to be very important now for us to travel to Mexico. So at that moment, of course, the emotions are very high because I think at that time the game was back and forth. So very proud of the performance of my players, and we play against a very good team.
Kyle Garcia, Stumptown Footy.
Coach, you kind of already touched on this, but the second half felt markedly different than the first half for you guys. You guys created many more chances and really didn't give up anything and didn't concede much to Club América at all in that second half compared to the first. I was kind of wondering, going into the locker room at halftime, was there anything in particular that you were told the guys to focus on in the second half? Was there anything you told them or anything that they might have just brought up themselves that was just kind of like, all right, this is what we need to do to kind of home in on what we need to do to get a result here?
Yeah, I will say that I believe also we didn't concede too much also the first half. I don't recall that many opportunities also for America in the first half, even though they had the better of the game in the first half. And at halftime, we just made a few adjustments. We just talked about the things that we needed to do better, and we needed to do it with a little more belief. And the guys came into the second half and performed very well. We were very strong. We moved the ball much better. We started to win more of those second balls than in the first half. America did a better job to win those second balls, which is a lot of their game. And I think we deserved at least that, that goal at the end, because we did create more opportunities. And it was just, I think, the adjustments that we had to make in halftime that allow us to be able to find better spaces and be more dangerous.
Caitlin Murray, Oregonian.
Gio, Christian Paredes' injury looked pretty serious in the moment. What's the early prognosis right now, and how much is it a concern for you looking ahead at the schedule and the next leg, potentially not having him?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate because Christian had a phenomenal match against Houston last week. And on his first movement, he had a pull in his quad. So it doesn't look great at the moment. It will take a little time. So he will not be available right away. At least I don't believe. We'll do a little bit more review. I will wait more about the information of the doctors once they do the entire analysis. But it doesn't look good at the moment. And it's unfortunate because, as I said, we're limited. We're limited in a moment that we're playing a lot of matches. And we need a full roster. But at the moment, unfortunately, we have too many players very close to come back, but not quite there yet. So we need to manage the guys that we have. I think the positive side of it is the guys are at least available. They all have a good mentality and they're ready to perform. But it's very unfortunate what happened now as well to Paredes.
Okay, last question for Gio goes to Kyle Pennell.
Yeah, Gio, it took you guys until the 72nd minute before registering a shot on goal. And then after that, of course, it was back and forth. But from what you initially saw from what America did tonight, what were they able to do so successfully on defense early on to be more compact? And then what were you able to do to kind of change that and open up the game a little bit?
Yeah, even though I think you might be right in that our first shot was at the 72nd minute. I don't recall too many chances also from America in the first half or the second half. So it was a very difficult match, which was played mostly in the middle of the field. I think they were very good in winning the second balls in the first half. I think we were very good in the second half, and in the first half for them, in the second half for us, to win the second ball and play through the lines to create, opportunities. I think even in the first half, we got close to the box. We created some things the way they did as well in the first half. And I think it showed, how competitive this game was, because it was a game, a battle in the middle of the park, and it was very tactical. They're a very good team. They have very good players, and that's why I'm very proud of our performance today.